talking about what to expect this year. Here's the logo, Laker legend Jerry West on KBLA Talk 1580, talking about LA Clippers superstar Kawhi Leonard.
Oh my gosh, he's a stud, man. He really is. And watching him work out is pretty interesting because he is so dedicated. He'll go out there for an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours, and he does the same thing almost every day. He does not play in the off season. He just works on his game. He's a powerful kid who happens to be one of the league's best defensive players. Offensively, he can really shoot the ball. And when he first came into the league, that's something he couldn't do, but he might be the best two-way player in basketball.
Don't miss the KBLA Sports Minute weekdays and Out of Bounds weekends only on KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
We fly, no lie, you know this.
Yo, I come from a small city where nothing is handed. Took my talents and made them work for me, look where I landed. I know a lot of those out there really don't want me having it. They just mad that I'm creeping on them and they had advantages. See, when my voice is on, I let my voice be the change. Put it in these communities, let it give them some range. Let them know that they got a shot at anything they want. And it ain't all about the teaching, but really how they responded. And here on KBLA Talk 1580, we gon' get into it. The whole world on smiley out of your media. The others tell it, but they truths have some limits. We got that food for soul, not what they feeding you. Black lives matter all the time. Yeah, let's talk about it. About the school to prison pipeline. Yeah, let's talk about it. Police brutality out of line. Yeah, let's talk about it. All these thoughts running through my mind. We gotta talk about it. I am unapologetically progressive in efforts to fight for the people. Gotta exercise our voting rights and then push the needle. I'm walking tall, cause I know that y'all expect me to lead. To push the message I am willing to bleed. I gotta get what I need. That's social reform, that's prison reform. I'm highly informed, don't put down a pen. I got a list, I can't resist. I preach it till I talk with a list. And who you know gon' give it to you like this? And here on KBLA Talk 1580, we gon' get into it. The whole world on smiley out of your media. The others tell it, but they truths have some limits. We got that food for soul, not what they feeding you. Black lives matter all the time. Yeah, let's talk about it. About the school to prison pipeline. Yeah, let's talk about it. Police brutality out of line. Yeah, let's talk about it. All these thoughts running through my mind. We gotta talk about it.
Yeah, man, let's talk about it. We got a lot to talk about right here. KBLA Talk 1580. Welcome to the Danny Morrison Show, the whole 9 in the nighttime, right at 9. Deion Sanders, part 2. Or should I say part 2, because here's an announcement that I need to officially make on this broadcast tonight. Ever since I posted the digital flyer on my personal socials, at Danny Mo Show, by the way, while simultaneously posting the flyer on the KBLA socials around 3 p.m. yesterday to tease what the subject matter was going to be on last night's episode, I have never received more DMs, comments, and text messages regarding one topic of conversation within a 24-hour time span since the official launch of the KBLA version of the Danny Mo Show on June 1st, 2021. Crazy, right? The shenanigans of one Kanye West and one Donald Trump have long held the title of being the people that regularly commandeer the consciousness of this black-owned and operated radio show. But the introduction of this Deion Sanders content dropped Kanye West and Trump's stock faster than rapper DaBaby's ticket sales on Ticketmaster. Dropped faster than the market cap of Balenciaga. And even faster than Herschel Walker's credit card. Dropping on the front counter of multiple abortion clinics across the state of Texas, which only helped in bringing an end to his embarrassing saga. We see you, Herschel. We always saw right through you, by the way. Now go home. The minstrel show is over. But back on topic. You know, last night I tried to deliver a balanced assault on the senses of the Danny Mo Show delegation in an effort to form a much-needed consensus. Admittedly, I learned more on the side of advocating for Deion to stay at Jackson State and levied a fair amount of criticism on him for leaving the institution after a minuscule 2 years. But content may be king when it comes to delivering compelling black media, but context may be just as important as the source material. And shout out to Cream Robin and a number of you for adding additional context to the discussion by forcing me to widen the focus of my editorial. One listener wrote to me last night, You know, I live in Mississippi, and this is my thoughts about the situation. Broke into Prime's car several times. Son's car was broken into several times. Jackson State is in the hood. Water is terrible, and at one time, taking baths in the gym pool. Is that real? Didn't receive bonus from school, won the SWAC championship, alumni won't donate, school didn't feed the students and the players well, City of Jackson doesn't support school properly, Jackson State salary was $300,000 a year, Colorado salary is $5 million a year. If you want to stay black, pay black. Don't ask a man to do something you won't do. Smart men make smart choices, and I think he made the right one. End quote. Interesting. Even a listener named Tavisa, who somewhat supports Deion's move to the big leagues, jumped into my DMs overnight by saying that Deion should proceed with caution with this truthful voice message. Listen.
Even though he's going over there to Buffalo, Colorado, to Colorado University, he's going to need a lot of prayer because he don't understand. Now, maybe he does. I don't know. But those parents that give big dollars to the school, whether kids are not a good sports person or not, they're going to still want their kid to be able to play, be on the team. It gets very, very political. So he's going to have to fight through the political stuff and still be able to stand. And so you're going to see the change happen, mark my words, because they're going to give him HE double hockey sticks. Because the things he's going to try to do, they're going to say, oh, you're being too hard. Watch, allegations are going to come against him. Watch my words. That's how they get down. You know it, and I know it too. So anyway, take care, love.
Wow. Still blows me away hearing it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wow. Also interesting, it really could blow up in his face if the winning doesn't come with him. And of course, the rebuttal that started it all, the clip that Queen Robinez ushered into the discussion on last night's episode. Listen.
Since Deion Sanders is in my top 5 greatest NFL players of all time, I'm going to go ahead and cover why he went to Colorado, and he should have. The fact that he kept continuously asking for help, and they were like, no. He's like, I have the best top-notch coaches you're ever going to get in this school. I need to be able to pay them something. They was like, nah, man. He's like, boosters, alumni, somebody help me. And they was like, nah. He's like, okay, cool. I'll foot the bill. Guess what, man? The school's breaking down. We need this, that, and other. The kids aren't even getting fed properly. I need help. Alumni, boosters, somebody. The community, help. They was like, nah, you got this, Deion. He was like, I do. Okay. And he's like, you know what else I'm going to do for you? I'm going to put you on Sports Illustrated. I'm going to put you live on TV, give you worldwide coverage in a way that you've never had before. And in the meantime, guess what? They going to see what I'm doing. I went undefeated, grabbed you a ring, and you didn't even pay me my bonus. You didn't take no time to want to re-sign me, throw any money on. Like, it didn't matter if it wasn't a lot. The fact that you showed interest in the man and you showed none. Come on now, bro. It was time to go. That's your fault. You know what he's going to do now because y'all wanted to act petty and play them little songs during the game? He going to take all your players, too. They transferring. He didn't have them locked into solid contracts, did he? Because he knew if he was going to act up, he going to pack up. So.
Yeah. Interesting, right? As I illustrated last night, Deion Sanders is worth a reported $40 million. After receiving the job of head coach at Jackson State University, he told us all that it's not about the money. He has 150 and a mule, and he's fine, remember? It's a God calling, and that is the reason he's taking the HBCU job to fulfill God's promise. And in his words within the clip I played for you last night, to provoke change. Remember? To provoke change. But that's exactly my point. That's always been my point. So allow me to give you a few examples on how we African Americans must be willing to go against the grain and rattle the cage in order to provoke change. Take myself, for instance. I've been doing this media thing for more than 20 years in Central California, conservative Central California, Kern, Tulare, and Fresno counties in the heart of Trump country. Although I knew that my messaging would be attacked, ridiculed, and dissected within every corner of what they call the last red bastion of California, it never deterred me from demanding justice and equality in person, in print, and on multiple media microphones for the mere 9% of the African Americans in the area. Did I ever get offers to leave? Of course. Was the money far less than what I was worth? Of course. But I knew that staying the course, along with a lot of sacrifice, was the only way to provoke change. What about our own Tavis Smiley, huh? A man that has one of the most accomplished careers in the history of Black America. That's not hyperbole, that's real. Tavis could have easily gone off somewhere tropical, purchased a piece of beachfront property somewhere, laid on a sand-filled beach and tanned in the tropical sun while sipping on Mai Tais and shifting sand between his toes until the end of time. He didn't have to invest in black people. He didn't have to grab Black LA by the reins and be the champion we all been waiting for. He didn't have to expend unimaginable resources to finally get this black-owned media venture and all of black media to the next level. Meetings, shareholders, events, forums, all while running a media network, all while producing a top-rated talk show at the same time every single day. But Tavis Smiley believes in black people. He loves black people. And I'm willing to bet that even Tavis Smiley would tell you that he knew that this way was the only way to provoke change. And then there's, of course, the ultimate examples. Apartheid, the civil rights movement, Black Lives Matter. All throughout history, the only way that black people have been able to overcome injustice and imbalance within any social system created clearly for the sustainability of white people is via disruption, friction, and change. And through that change, there are always champions of said change that provide the necessary sacrifice for the color and the culture of our people to take the next steps toward equality. Nelson Mandela was that person. Martin, Malcolm, Stokely, Medgar, Rosa, and Fannie Lou were a few of those people. George Floyd and countless other murdered unarmed African Americans by the hand of law enforcement were posthumously also those people. And to obviously a much lesser extent, Deion Sanders could have been one of those people. Via sacrifice, and by also distributing disruption, friction, and change. You got 40 mil, more than enough money to stand pat. Stay the course. Pump up Jackson State University. Recruit more top black athletes to the program. Stay the course. Attract donors and endorsement deals. Get Jackson State and other HBCUs national coverage of the sport. Stay the course. And ultimately solidify the revenue streams for Jackson State University, all while the inevitable rising tide lifts all boats. Stay the course in much the same way Earl Woods, Tiger Woods' dad, did for the PGA. In much the same way Richard Williams, Venus and Serena's dad, did for the WTA. Salaries, endorsements, and TV money have never been bigger in either sport, all because Earl and Richard understood the meaning of disruption, friction, and change. And because Tiger, Venus, and Serena's respective childhoods had to endure a high level of what? Sacrifice. In conclusion, those kings provoked change while even in poverty. All they had were beautiful children and a dream. And all I was asking for was Neon Deion, the $40 million man, to dedicate a few more years towards simultaneously transforming the culture, the institution, and the players on that team. But that's just me. Tell me what you think, LA. If you missed last night's episode, welcome to part 2 of the discussion. You know what I'm saying? What are your feelings regarding Deion Sanders leaving the HBCU, Jackson State, for much greener and wider pastures in Division I, University of Colorado? Do you support the decision, or are you disappointed by the decision? And what do you think of my dream? Isn't it fair for me to assume that in order for us black people to truly provoke the change that Deion was speaking of before he abandoned that entire ideology in an effort to chase the bag, there must be sacrifice? Could Deion have been that sacrificial lamb, that champion we were waiting for, the one sent by God to lead black football players to the chocolatey promised land? And could the devil's gluttony and greed have thwarted God's grand plan? Huh? Holla at your boy. Your voice to change, your voice to community. Your voice is on 1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580. You can also stream us via the brand new KBLA streaming app on your app store. iOS or Android, it don't matter. That same app allows you to send me your questions and comments that I will answer live at different intervals throughout the broadcast. Plus, like, share, and follow your favorite radio station live on our socials, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KBLA 1580. Feel free to follow me at Danny Mo Show on those same platforms too. Plus, me and my nighttime partner in crime, Robin Ayers, will take your comments via the ecosystem of this social network. Check this out. When we come forward, I will add another 7 series to add to the topic of conversation tonight. I couldn't finish it last night because Robin's bomb audio hijacked the conversation for good reason. We only got halfway through, so I will reboot it again tonight. And this one is in mine. It's a brilliant columnist named Panama Jackson at thegrio.com wrote this piece regarding the Deion Sanders controversy. 7 thoughts about Deion, Coach Prime Sanders leaving Jackson State University and the million discussions it spawned. That cat stole my thunder, but I gotta give him props. We'll bring it to you tonight and actually finish it. Add to the conversation with your phone calls when we come forward. Welcome to the Danny Morrison Show on Unapologetically Progressive KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about. Let's ride. Come on.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles. From middays to nighttime. Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
3-time WNBA champions, the Los Angeles Sparks, jump into their 27th season this summer with the most games ever in league history. This historic 40-game season means more world-class play in a city where the party never stops. Get connected to an unforgettable experience and secure your seats now at lasparks.com/tickets.
The Los Angeles Urban League helps African American and others in underserved communities achieve true social parity, economic self-reliance, and civil rights. For over 100 years, Los Angeles Urban League has ensured our communities have access to careers with living wages, opportunities to start and grow businesses, and clear pathways to personal and professional growth. Programs like BizCamp, Construction Career Academy, Bob Business Ready, and B-Warp. The Black Wealth Attainment and Retention Program are examples of the ongoing events designed to make our centennial mission to rebuild Black Wall Street right here in LA a reality. To sign up for our newsletter or to support the Los Angeles Urban League with your time, talents, and donations, visit laul.org. That's laul.org. The Los Angeles Urban League is a proud sponsor of Urban Family Focus, Saturdays at 7 a.m. on KBLA Talk 1580.
Geico presents Daily Affirmations.
Repeat after me. We are filled with an abundance of joy.
We are filled with an abundance of joy.
Also an abundance of questions. Good thing Geico has 24/7 claim service to help answer questions and resolve claims quickly.
Good thing Geico has 24/7 claim service.
We are also filled with an abundance of biscuits.
We are also filled with, I don't think it works this way.
Oh, and jam. Don't forget jam.
To manifest more Geico in your life, go to geico.com.
KBLA Talk 1580 is pleased to announce a can't-miss community event.
It's a celebration.
Welcome home, Mayor-elect Karen Bass.
You gotta be kidding me.
On Saturday, December 10th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., join KBLA Talk 1580 in Leimert Park at the intersection of Leimert and Vernon for this free public event as we celebrate Mayor-elect Bass's historic victory. There'll be live performances from Brian McKnight, Wapale, Club Nouveau, and more. There'll be food trucks and a diverse array of vendors, along with the attendance and participation from community leaders, elected officials, celebrities, business owners, and other notables. KBLA Talk 1580 will host Mayor-elect Bass on the main stage at 11 a.m. as we reflect on the importance of this moment and what it means for the Black community, women, and all Angelinos who believe in the limitless potential of our amazing city. We look forward to celebrating with Mayor-elect Karen Bass and you, Saturday, December 10th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the intersection of Leimert and Vernon.
It's a celebration.
This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on now.
We've got a lot to talk about. Real talk Real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
Broadcasting live from Leimert Park, California, streaming live on the KBLA YouTube page as we speak. I'm not here to tell you how to think, but I am here to tell you what to think about. We black in the spot. Another episode of the Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. First on the scene, so fresh and so clean. Let's check out with your queen. Now, I mean, come on, Andy, let's go. What we go? Let's go.
He's your queen.
Summer loving, having a blast. You look like Sandy from Grease with your jacket on. Summer loving happens. So, see, Andy agrees. I met a girl crazy for me. Met a boy cute as can be. Boom, boom, boom. Summer
You
day.
agree?
Y'all don't
He
know
agrees with this?
Y'all don't know about Grease? All y'all know is about hair grease, huh? Y'all don't know about Grease?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Have you ever seen the movie Grease?
I mean, I've seen it and not really
Whoa.
two at the same time. Is that possible that
Andy
you
hasn't
can
seen-
see it, but
y'all
not
haven't
really?
seen. Oh my God. Now there's like 2 black people in it, and one of them sweeping. So I understand, but it's Olivia Newton-John died this year. Y'all didn't see that as a
Of course, no. It was a major thing. No, I get it. But I don't know who I look like, and
Well,
why
the
the
black
jacket.
If you saw the movie, the end of the movie, the entire end sequence,
Okay.
you kind of dress like her.
Okay,
But I cannot believe y'all don't know
Well, John
Grease.
Travolta also no. Okay, no, never mind. I don't
So
know.
you don't even know John Travolta.
What do you mean? Do I
What do you know of John Travolta? When you think him, what movie do you think?
I think like. No, I was gonna say Face Off. Was he in Face Off with? He was opposite. What's the other guy's name?
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage, right? Opposite Nicolas Cage. I mean, but John Travolta is John Travolta. He's done so many things.
That's so funny. Like when I think John Travolta, I think Grease and I think Saturday Night Fever. Now, like I said, I'm a few years older than you.
Oh yeah, well.
But those are his banner, and some of y'all know what I'm talking about when I say Welcome Back, Kotter too. I mean that big show. But
have fun.
But how do you not know Grease though?
I do know Grease. I'm not a super fan like you are, Danny, because you are having a straight fit
The Morrison
at the fact
family,
that I don't.
we used to sit around TV.
My word,
Grease
Danny.
was our joint.
Clearly.
Go sit here in front. Look, if you're African American and you dug Grease like me, call the show. Or get in my DMs and don't y'all leave me out here by myself tonight. I'm not the only black person that was watching Grease like crazy. I'm the only one. I'm the only one.
I was not. Sorry. I just wasn't into Grease like that.
Andy, don't you leave me out here by myself,
It's
man.
okay, Andy. If you want to leave him out there, it's all right.
I've seen Grease.
Okay.
But
I don't mean Blue Magic, man. Have you seen Grease?
I've seen it, but I can't say that I remember everything about it.
That's how I feel. I've seen it, but not really though. Like I've seen it, but I can't. It wasn't my jam. I'm sorry.
Wow, the Pink Ladies.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
I am.
It was
so
a great
sorry.
musical movie, though.
I
will say that.
It is a musical. Some people ain't into musicals, man. What's going on with the Rob Report then? Since you're going to leave me out here by myself tonight.
I'm not trying to do that. Oh my goodness. I trip out every single day when I come across all kinds of stories online. I trip out at things that are happening in the world. Walmart is threatening to go take away its stores.
Are they?
Apple is being sued. Yeah,
I know about Apple.
It's just a lot of crazy stuff. We got Pastor Jamal Bryant talking about something crazy out here.
What is he doing now?
I'll tell you all about it in the Raw Report. It's just crazy. I mean, but it's a lot of good, I think, also informative things as well.
He's not in jail yet?
Why would he be in jail?
Summer loving, having a blast. The Raw Report coming up at the top of the hour. Don't forget, in the third hour, we might bring you a few more of the Upon Further Review clips that you all have sent us over the past few days. Clips that extend the conversation on some of the topics we've touched on recently on the Danny Mo Show tonight. The first clip is from the new 2-man testosterone-filled version of The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne and Envy had a conversation asking one simple question yesterday. Why do men over 40 still cheat? It's a really great conversation, and I think it is a nice one for Robin to chew on tonight.
That's a great question. Yeah.
Is it?
It is.
First of all, black men don't cheat. The second clip just so happens to be a clip from the groundbreaking Tavis Smiley series, State of Black America. We've been trying to play this clip for all week long. We will do it tonight. A few years ago, Dr. Julia Hare illustrated why we should shouldn't ever confuse leading blacks with black leaders. Definitely tied into Monday's topic of conversation. We'll do it tonight. The third clip is from Tupac Shakur. I want you guys to hear it, talking about how people will eventually show you their true colors and show you exactly who they are if you just give them a little bit of time. Upon further review clips, all coming up in the third hour after the Bomb Raw report. And by the way, yo, this coming Saturday, yo.
Oh, man.
Robert is...
It's about to be popping.
Is it going to be popping?
It's about to be popping. Yeah.
We just had a meeting, and, I can't reveal no details. All I'm going to say is, if y'all ain't in Leimert Park on Saturday...
I'm telling you, that's where you have to be on Saturday. You just have to be there. You have to be in Leimert Park on Saturday.
Is it a stretch for me to say this is monumental?
Of course it is. Absolutely. Absolutely.
It is going to be, it'll be historic. It's one of them events where you're going to go, I cannot believe I wasn't there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hearing everything to us, I was like, oh my God. It's going to be crazy.
It is. I'm just so excited about it. I mean, I hope that it's not one of those things that anybody thinks that like, oh, okay, I'll go next time. There is not going to be a next time.
Nope.
There is this one, and this is the one that you have to be at. This is not something that's like, oh, let me choose between going here and to, something else. I mean, no, trust me, this is the one. Like, this is the answer. So
This is it.
It absolutely is.
For those who don't know what we're talking about, KBLA Talk 1580 is pleased to announce a can't-miss community event. Welcome home Mayor-elect Karen Bass. Join us for this free public event as we celebrate Mayor-elect Bass's historic victory, entertainment, food trucks, vendors, the whole nine. Community leaders, elected officials, celebrities, business owners. Celebrities?
Mm-hmm.
Celebrities? Listen, it's about to go down. KBLA Talk 1580 will host Mayor-elect Bass on the main stage as we reflect on the importance of this moment and what it means for the black community, women, and all Angelenos who believe in the limitless potential of this amazing city. We look forward to celebrating Mayor-elect Karen Bass with you. In the meantime and in between time, like us on all socials, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can use the KBLA app to use the open mic feature and let us know what you want to say through there if you're scared to call the program. Some of y'all scared. Don't be.
Don't be.
But tonight.
Also, really quickly, let me add to that. Mimi, thank you for checking in on YouTube. She's asking if we'll be streaming it live because we do have listeners who will be in other states. And in that case, obviously, we understand that you won't be here live in Leimert Park, but we will be streaming live as well. So,
yeah. But we're going to block the stream for anybody in LA because you're supposed to be here. No, I'm playing. It will be streamed live, the entire event. But tonight, we're once again discussing Deion Sanders leaving the HBCU, Jackson State University, to become the next head coach at Division I, Colorado. Is it fair for me to expect for a rich man like Deion to be a savior for the black community? Couldn't God have created his wealth solely for this moment? And doesn't transformative change always have to be accompanied by sacrifice? Tell me on the other side, because I know you got something to say. We got to continue the discussion. I was leaving last night. We get out of here at midnight. I'm leaving. I'm getting DMs on this very topic. Still. I'm like, y'all, the show's over. Y'all still want to talk about it? Then we will do it tomorrow. We will take your phone calls and get what Robin was her comments from Robin on the other side. And we've also got a 7 series we'll jump into as well. 1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. Danny Morrison Show. KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about. Here's your news and traffic. Check.
Nighttime is the right time for Danny Morrison on KBLA Talk 1580. 1580.
I'm Mike Island, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy is praising the end of the COVID-19 vaccine mandate for military members. In a statement, the California Republican said the repeal of the mandate is a victory for military members. He added that he's told President Biden to rehire military members who were forced out. A city in rural Arkansas is electing an 18-year-old mayor. Democrat Jalen Smith won his runoff race on Tuesday and will soon lead the city of Earl, which has a population of just over 1,800. The recent high school graduate also becomes the country's youngest elected black mayor. Wordle is Google's top trending search term of the year. Wordle is a popular online game that gives players 6 chances to guess a 5-letter word each day. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Island from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Don't let a traffic accident ruin your day. Call 1-800-INFO-FIX to find the nearest Fix Auto location. Their highly trained and certified technicians will have you back on the road in no time. You have a choice on who fixes your vehicle. Tell your insurance agent you want to go to Fix Auto.
They're playing basketball.
Hi, I'm Ray Richardson. The NBA is back, and everybody is talking about what to expect this year. Here's the logo, Laker legend Jerry West on KBLA Talk 1580, talking about LA Clippers superstar Kawhi Leonard.
Oh my gosh, he's a stud, man. He really is. And watching him work out is pretty interesting because he is so dedicated. He'll go out there for an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours, and he does the same thing almost every day. He does not play in the off season. He just works on his game. He's a powerful kid who happens to be one of the league's best defensive players. Offensively, he can really shoot the ball. And when he first came into the league, that's something he couldn't do, but he might be the best two-way player in basketball.
Don't miss the KBLA Sports Minute weekdays and Out of Bounds weekends only on KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
We fly, no lie, you know this.
Congratulations to Trinity Unlimited Childcare for being KBLA Talk 1580's Office of the Week. Enter your business today in the KBLA app or KBLA1580.com for the Office of the Week. Congratulations to Trinity Unlimited Childcare.
If you're a Los Angeles Department of Water and Power residential customer, listen to this. LADWP now offers convenient monthly billing through the new Level Pay program. Level Pay helps you budget for your utility bill with a predictable monthly amount that can also include past due balances. You'll know exactly how much you need to pay each month. Don't wait. Sign up today for Level Pay by calling 1-800-DIAL-DWP. That's 1-800-DIAL-DWP.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age. But there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
KBLA Talk 1580 invites you to join us in celebrating the season of giving by being part of the solution. As we enjoy great food, family, warmth, and well wishes in whatever our festive tradition may be, we share the beauty of the season by reaching out to the less fortunate. Please help us to help others with the KBLA Cover the Houseless Cozy Community Coat and Blanket Drive. All you have to do is drop off new or clean, gently used winter coats and blankets in the KBLA lobby during business hours. Now through December 20th, all of the coats and blankets will be donated to unsheltered individuals and families experiencing houselessness. Simply bring your donation to 4434 Crenshaw Boulevard in Los Angeles, near Vernon Avenue, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. weekdays. That's 4434 Crenshaw in historic Leimert Park. During the holidays and every day, let's remember, we keep us safe. We keep us warm. We are the safety net. And together, we can cover the unsheltered. Get caught up in the spirit of the season, the spirit of love. Make a difference with your friends at KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580.
The thrill of victory, the thrill of victory, thrill of victory. Yeah, man.
KBLA Talk 1580 wishes to congratulate Mayor-elect Karen Bass on her historic win as the first woman and only second African-American to serve as chief executive of the city of Los Angeles.
Congratulations, Mayor-elect Bass, and welcome back to unapologetically progressive KBLA Talk 1580.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on the show, and this is my very first interview, and I am proud that it's here.
We are proud to have you here. What do you want to say to the listeners of KBLA Talk 1580?
I want to say thank you from just, I'm just full of the love that I felt every place I went in the community. And I just want the listeners to know that I promise you I won't disappoint you. I will be accessible. I will never forget where I'm from, and understand that is my primary motivation.
Congratulations, Mayor-elect Karen Bass, holding all leaders accountable to you.
No matter who you voted for, no matter who you are or where you live, I will be a mayor for you.
We're KBLA Talk 1580. Talk 1580. Talk 1580. And we don't black down. We've got a lot to talk about. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
This might surprise y'all. This is my favorite Pac song.
Wow.
I absolutely love this song. Yeah. I love it. I play it on a loop, I'm telling you. Come on.
Come on. I see no changes. Wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living? Should I blast myself? I'm tired of being poor and even worse, I'm black. My stomach hurts, so I'm looking for a purse to snatch. Cops give a damn about a Negro. Pull a trigger, kill him, he's a hero. Get it to the kids who the hell cares. One less hungry mouth on the welfare. First ship them, don't let them deal with brothers. Give them guns, step back, watch them kill each other. It's time to fight back, that's what Huey said. 2 shots in the dark, now Huey's dead. I got love for my brothers, but we can never go nowhere unless we share with each other. We gotta start making changes. Learn to see me as a brother instead of 2 distant strangers. And that's how it's supposed to be. I can't never take a brother, he was close to me. I love to go back to when we played as kids, but things change. And that's the way it is.
Come on. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. That's just the way it is. Oh yeah. Hear me. Come on. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's just the way it is. Oh yeah.
You were checking out the Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. I would once again tell y'all that it is a Bruce Hornsby and the Range sample used in that song, but y'all don't even know about Grease, so I'm probably wasting my freaking time. I've been giving y'all all these goodies, all these nuggets.
Oh my goodness.
And what y'all do?
We thank you for that. You know what though? Sometimes it's just for you to keep. Sometimes that knowledge is just for you, Danny.
I want to share.
Okay.
I'm here to share.
Then you should and just consider it that. I'm sharing. But don't get offended when nobody knows the information.
I can't believe somebody on YouTube knows Grease. Come on.
Okay, so MJ Scott says, hi, I'm not a big musical movie fan, but Grease is one of my all-time favorite musical movies, and West Side Story. West Side Story was good. Mimi chimed in saying, I've seen Grease, but if we're talking 70s musicals, The Wiz.
Well, yeah.
Don't you do that. Don't you do that. You better give The Wiz some love.
Is that a versus?
Musicals?
The best musical films of all time?
I'd fail. That's your genre.
What are you trying to say?
You grew up on musicals.
I did.
I did not.
Has there been any good musicals over the last 5 years?
Over the last 5
In the Heights.
years. Oh, and what's the big one? The big one. Hamilton. Hamilton was incredible.
I saw it on Disney Plus. I've never seen it live.
Yeah, I've seen it on Disney Plus. I want to see it live. But yeah, Hamilton was great.
Matter of fact, on Tavis' show tomorrow, he has someone from In the Heights on his show.
I did not see that one. Rent. Another one.
He was on that too, by the way. Can't remember that gentleman's name, but he's going to be on Tavis tomorrow. But let's jump right into the 7 Series show, Andy. Come on, let's go.
One topic, 7 answers. It's time for the 7 Series on KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
You know, this cat stole my thunder on thegrio.com, but you know, I'm going to cut him a break. But it was so good, I said I got to bring it to the broadcast because this is exactly what we're talking about. 7 thoughts about Deion Coach Prime Sanders leaving Jackson State University and the million discussions it spawned. You want to join the discussion, you know what to do. 1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580. Here's number 1, and I'll abbreviate the first 3 because we already went through these yesterday. Number 1 is, I love HBCUs. I've never been offered nearly $30 million to leave one to go somewhere else. HBCUs have my heart. At the same time, no matter how much I might love the space I'm in, warts and all, if you put $29.5 million in front of my face to go do the same thing at another place, I'm going to assume that I'd be very inclined to take that option, get that money, and if I felt the desire to go back, do that. So, Robin, I'll come to you. Does everybody have a price?
Probably so.
I think
Probably
when they
so.
go, I wouldn't. Everybody has a price.
Well, I think this is probably going to be my running theme throughout the night. He did both. Now, the public, this half of the public, there's one half that just has a problem with the amount of time.
Oh, it's split down the middle.
But who says so? And I hear everybody's like, he didn't even give it a full term, like of like bringing a student in, right, and then seeing that student all the way through.
That's where I am.
Yeah, well, guess what? Your timeline is not God's timeline, and God's timeline, he needs to abide by that. That's between him and Dion. God and Dion,
but why
not us.
But why are we automatically assuming that God is at the center of this entire decision?
Because that's a God-fearing man. That's a man who has his own relationship, and you're the one who threw, the enemy dangling fruit and whatnot. So if we're gonna go spiritual,
you're gonna use my words against me like
yes,
that.
I am. So if you're gonna go spiritual,
don't you leave me out of myself.
Then we have to put God into the conversation.
I'm gonna flip it on you. Is Kanye a God-fearing man?
I don't know.
I'm just saying. And I think it's safe to say his decisions aren't exactly God ordained, at least from the outside looking in.
Mm-hmm.
So why can't I say the same thing? That his decisions, that's God.
Listen, one thing that I've never done and I will never do is get in between and start to assume and speculate on what somebody's relationship is with God. Mm-hmm. That is none of my business.
I totally agree.
As much as Kanye says things that we don't agree with, he talks out the side of his neck sometimes. Like, I get that. But I can't say if he has a relationship with God. I can't say that. It appears that he does because of some of the things that he says. And, he had the Kanye church service or Sunday service. He had, amazing. All of those different things. He's openly praising God, talks about God, praise to God, all of that.
He said God delivered him from porn too, by the way.
Okay, great. So seemingly so, he does have a relationship where he's a God-fearing man. That's seemingly so. But I can never, ever speak on someone's relationship or lack thereof with the man up above. I can't do that. So I'm always going to say, listen, if I would assume Dion is a family man, and he's a businessman. He's a former athlete. He's in this business now of being a collegiate coach. Great. But listen, now we have to leave that up to that man and let him make his own decisions, and then be happy with what the man did for an HBCU. I don't understand why we're not happy enough with what he's given.
I'm just thinking about the students. That's all I'm thinking about.
Okay, so this is what I was saying. I feel like nobody's really losing in this case. Everybody walked away with the win. Think about this. Let's think about it from every angle. Mm-hmm. Dion came in there because he needed to get his feet wet as a coach. Mm-hmm. So he already won because he got his feet wet, and he's walking away with an undefeated program. The whole program, first in history, right? Mm-hmm. He is the first to do that, so he's walking away with some experience, and now the whole come up, he's got offered a better deal, so that he's winning. The students who he told to come there, who he had this relationship with, look at all of the he did what he said he was going to do. He and more. Right? He got them on Sports Illustrated. He got them television coverage. He got their name out there. And again, even all of the other players who came or maybe didn't believe in Deion Sanders, or maybe they did believe or whatever, he got them national recognition, international recognition.
Under Armour deal.
Yes, the deals. He got them. So he put his own, to even say that you had that sort of relationship with the Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. You have that type of relationship with the Hall of Famer who was your coach. Mm-hmm. And even when he's leaving, y'all are left with an undefeated title. So that's good for the school. The school is winning because now look at all the awareness and all the accolades they're getting. So whether Dion leaves or not, you still want to come to a school with that title of being undefeated. Mm-hmm. So your future people, your future players are winning, right? So everybody is. Colorado, they have it. I mean, they still got to find the money to get this man, but I'm just saying.
I found that interesting too, by the way.
That they have to get the money for him?
They don't even have the money.
Exactly.
How you going to offer a contract without having the money?
But it's Colorado. They're going to pull it in. They're going to pull it in somehow, some way.
You got that right.
So, but my point is, even they are winning in this whole ordeal because they get Deion Sanders, who now has this record, and obviously it's a gamble here. You don't know if he's going to pull through. Everybody thinks he's special, and that of course he's gonna pull through. But I just feel like no matter which way you slice it and dice it, everybody is walking away with something. The only people who are unhappy seems to be us. Our people who are looking at it like it's not fair. You came, you said what you said, but you came, you tasted it a little bit, and then you left high and dry. But that's not fair, because who are we to say when your time is up or when you feel like you're called somewhere else?
The entire thesis of tonight is sacrifice. Why couldn't he say, I'm going to give this thing 5 years? I'm going to give it 5 years. If we're not winning or we're not a much more viable program, I'll bounce. To do it in 2, what about that young man that came to the program, heard him in the living room and said, I'm going to join Deion? Why? God told me
also
to join Deion Sanders.
Okay, but to your point, those same guys, look at what they're able to do now. They're able to transfer now. Your relationship doesn't have to be over with the man.
They're all not Division I worthy.
Oh, well, the ones who he had the relationship with, those are the ones who everybody's worried about, right? And I'm saying even the ones who wanted to come and play for him, they still got something out of it. And like I said yesterday, it's never going to be up to me. And this is what the issue that I have with pastors who bring up, you said you was called to my church, but all of a sudden you want to leave. Listen, you can't tell somebody when they were called to you and when it's their time to leave, when God told them to leave. So we're saying you couldn't give us 5 years. You couldn't give that school, Jackson State, a 5-year term. Who are we to say that your time?
Jackson State ain't no church.
No, but I'm saying that's Deion's life. That's that man's calling, his career, his purpose. Who are we to say when it's up and when it's time to go or not? We're not. We can't say that.
But who are we to ignore the feelings of those kids?
Look,
You're putting all the focus on Deion and forgetting about those kids.
No,
and there will be a handful that will leave that school and go to that Division I Colorado.
Yeah.
There will be the vast majority of them cats that will be sitting there languishing in a program that don't have any direction.
You are putting way too much on it.
Although,
you're putting way too much on that.
We may have an update. Andy, give it to us on the other side. Is that update real you gave me, Mo Williams? Is that real? We might have a spark here.
Let me find my other video that I want to bring to you.
I don't want you.
I'm bringing it to you. I'm bringing another video.
We're not going to get through the 7 series again tonight. I thought I brought it again.
How about in the 11 o'clock hour? I'll bring you another video since you want to go head to head and toe to toe. All right, let's do it.
You're exactly right. Versus battle tonight. Danny Mo Show, KBLA. Stay there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles. From middays to nighttime. Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
The state task force is getting closer to identifying what reparations will look like in California. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. The California Task Force to study and develop reparation proposals for African Americans will be conducting its last meeting of 2022 on December 14th and 15th at Oakland City Hall Chambers, beginning at 9 a.m. with time for public comment. Meetings will be live streamed on the task force website or on ETM Media YouTube. Task Force Chairperson Kamala Moore says that the next meeting is of high importance and will include an in-depth conversation about redress and repair. So far, the task force has determined a conservative estimate of 2 million African Americans in California who have ancestors that were enslaved here in the U.S. They are still determining what or how much compensation should be. Let's start the conversation on social media pages at KBLA 1580.
When you're the victim of a car accident, who goes to bat for you is crucial. We're MVP Accident Attorneys, the personal injury pros. Hiring the right law firm can be the difference between a rewarding settlement and striking out. Our team is in it to win it, and we'll fight to get the maximum compensation you deserve. Call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys at 833-MVP-WINS for your free consultation. Call 833-MVP-WINS.
Call on me, your MVP.
DeionRambo.com. That's me. I am Rambo, teaching you about contracts at the Westin Hotel, December 17th. That's coming up, December 17th. It's all free, sponsored by Linda Street. Listen, this is important. When you go to DeionRambo.com, you'll see I have LA County coming, the mayor's office coming, the city coming, prime contractors coming, everyone, and they can only talk for 6 minutes each. I take contracting very serious. You should too. DeionRamble.com. See you December 17th. DeionRamble.com.
KBLA Talk 1580 wishes you a happy holiday and wants to bless you with one night only. A Wonder Winter's Night presented by Stevie Wonder's House Full of Toys benefit concert. Saturday, December 17th at Microsoft Theater. Download the KBLA Talk 1580.com mobile app to enter to win a pair of tickets. This has been a community call to action brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580.
Life is uncertain. It's okay to feel stressed, anxious, worried, or frustrated. It's normal. With CalHope's free and secure mental health resources, it's easy to get the help you and your loved ones need when you need it the most. Call our warm line at 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org today.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm trying to get through my 7 series, but Robin always coming in, giving me some. Okay, check it out. Try to speed through this real quick. 7 thoughts about Deion coach Prime Sanders leaving Jackson State University and the millions discussions it spawned. Here's number 2. I think Deion can do whatever he wants to do. We talked about that. Number 3, Deion carried it like he was coming to change the culture of college football. Excuse me, we talked about that. Now let's jump to number 4. In that same vein, Deion is getting way too much credit for things that don't really have anything to do with him. Look, while Deion was there, did Jackson State become elevated? Sure, to some folks. Did HBCUs and HBCU football? To a lesser degree, yeah, but a lot of that has been years in the making. Didn't start with Deion Sanders. Deion isn't responsible for any TV deals. Deion didn't fix the infrastructure of the city of Jackson, Mississippi. Deion did not increase applications and enrollments to HBCUs around the country. Did he bring national attention to the football team? Yeah. Did ESPN's College Game Day come to Jackson because of him? Yeah. Will they ever come again? Probably not. Will Jackson State football be in a better place after he leaves than when he showed up? This is the point. Deion made a huge impact. Much of that impact is likely to leave with him as he takes his coaches and star recruits with him. Jackson State will be fine. The spotlight that Deion brought won't shine as bright, though. This is my point about him not being there long enough to institute a culture and system that could live without him. He did a lot of great things while he was there and gave of himself. Credit him for those things. Let's stop pretending like he changed the face of HBCUs and or HBCU football. He didn't. I think that point frustrated a lot of the folks in HBCU football. There's been a lot of pretending as if it only mattered because of Deion. It didn't. Ooh.
It's a powerful point.
You can understand, like, if you've been in HBCU football for a decade or so, and then Deion comes in and he's on the cover of Sports Illustrated as the savior almost. It's like, wait a minute. I've been here. That's probably rubbing some people the wrong way.
Of course. But that line about him not having been there long enough to change the culture.
You know that's where I stand.
But in what way? In what way would he? What way can he leave his imprint in 5 years that he didn't in 2?
I don't think he could have because he didn't have the resources to do so, to be honest.
So my point is...
And keeping it real, yeah.
So my point is, had he stayed for 5 years like everybody's talking about or longer, what then could he have done differently? What will be the difference between 5 years, 10 years, and the 2 that he gave?
I think people like me just assume that momentum would have brought more endorsement deals, would have brought more, shareholders. That's what I think. So 2 years is not enough time. You're on the cover of Sports Illustrated. They say that cover is what brought in Under Armour. So the longer he's there, I think he could have spawned some sort of momentum to gain more resources.
I hear that point, but say if he just insisted that he was going to have like longevity there, okay, great. But still, that point made the case that he's going to take his influence, his power, the magic that Deion Sanders brings, he's taking that with him wherever he goes, whether it be 5 years or 2. Yeah, you may have gotten more sponsorships. You may have gotten, a few more, bells and whistles maybe over that time frame. But I from where I stand, I don't see that he could have done anything differently that everybody wants him to do other than staying with the student the entire term. But even that is not necessarily a sticking point because he's bringing, and I'll talk about that in my video, he's bringing a lot of those students with him.
How long is your video?
I don't know. It's a few minutes, but
Because I want to hear it, but I'm trying to get through the 7 series. All right, Andy, real quick. Mo Williams is now the coach. Is that official? There's an official proclamation that he's the coach of Jackson State football now?
I can't find any press conference or anything like that, but if you go on the Tigers basketball page on Instagram, you can see some posts like meet and greet, Mo Williams and whatnot. And there's a video on the Uninterrupted page on Instagram that shows Mo Williams celebrating with his team. I believe they won their first game today.
Wow.
So, they're celebrating them.
And that lends credence to what you were saying. I think you said it yesterday. Is, what, Deion being there shined a bright light on that campus. And maybe other people are saying, okay, that now might be the place to be. They got a good coach that used to be a professional, and maybe they'll say, maybe the black community in that state will now step up.
Yeah.
Even though there's no money in that state. Don't get me started. Here's number 5. I really hate the conversations that imply that Jackson State should be happy he ever showed up in the first place. We have this tendency in our community to overappreciate celebrities and over-index their contributions and then pretend we should all be happy they ever gave of their time in the first place. Deion took a job. He did a good job of it. While he was there, he made things better for himself, for the team, and for the school, per my understanding. He made choices, and those choices put a national spotlight on mostly him and the football team. Now that he's leaving, and especially to go to an arguably worse program, I find it difficult to be like, yeah, we should just appreciate that he was ever even there in the first place since he really didn't have to be there in the first place. Feels like a job undone to me, which I think is at the heart of most of this. I can't appreciate you cleaning the bathtub if you didn't clean the rest of the bathroom in the process just because you're a celebrity. He's a good coach, it seems. That doesn't mean that we should pretend like he's above scrutiny. Just like him showing up made an impact, his leaving does too. We can talk about how great he is that he came, then we can talk about how unfortunate it is that he leaves.
Okay.
I could have wrote this. This dude is me. This is my kindred spirit. I'm gonna marry this guy. Real talk. Wait! If it gets cold enough, that's all I'm saying.
You say the most.
Do you remember the beef that Deion had with the Alabama State coach?
With the Alabama?
Eddie Robinson.
I don't.
You not familiar with what happened?
I don't know.
I gotta play this clip for you.
Oh, 11 o'clock hour. It's gonna be fire 11 o'clock hour. We will continue the conversation. And by the way, I'll finish this up. I'll abbreviate these two. Number 6 was, I do not view Deion as a sellout. He comes to his defense a little bit. And number 7, he says, I am genuinely amazed at the varying opinions across the board. Let me read this, though. He says, look, I'm a believer in sharing opinions, and this situation, as it were, is the kind that drums them up. But whoo, child, folks are hot. I thought the Kyrie Irving situation had the think pieces and opinions flying all over the place. Who knew that Deion Sanders' coaching location could literally engender so many takes about economics, culture, community that we owe to the black community, football and HBCUs, black college football, etc. I couldn't delve into all of them if I wanted to, but it's quite illuminating to see so much variance in how we all view it. If you need any more proof that black folks are not a monolith and do contain multitudes, just Google that man and check out the think pieces, social media posts, and television appearances from pundits. That is so true. I've been on Black Twitter the last few days. This, I told you.
Yeah.
It's dominating the discussion right now.
Yeah.
Maybe this is good, though. I don't like when we all think the same. Have a point.
Yeah, have something. Yeah, exactly.
And don't be vitriolic and I also don't think Deion's a sellout. I think he's a good man of God, family man, loves black people. And I think he's going to succeed at Colorado. Going to take him some years, though. Going to take him a little while. He'll succeed. Cool?
It's fair.
News and traffic right now. We got a bomb raw report on the other side. Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about. Stay there.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Mike Island, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy is praising the end of the COVID-19 vaccine mandate for military members. In a statement, the California Republican said the repeal of the mandate is a victory for military members. He added that he's told President Biden to rehire military members who were forced out. A city in rural Arkansas is electing an 18-year-old mayor.